Welcome back to the Royal Oak Model UM mock presidential debates. My name is Claire McNorton, and once again I will be serving as your moderator. Today the candidates will be discussing education. Representing President Barack Obama will be Eric Lofquist, and representing Governor Romney will be Willie Davids. Once again, each candidate will have 1 minute to answer each question and 30 seconds to reply. Candidates, when your time has expired, you will hear. I will now proceed with the first question. Would you promote the increase in aid to college students in the form of student loans and grants? Mr. President, you will begin. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. The simple answer to this question is yes. I personally believe that increasing spending and supporting the youth will invest in America's future. Already, I have proposed reforms that offer incentives to colleges that keep net tuition low, while also capping repayment of student loans at 10% of their monthly income so that newly graduated students can pursue careers and get back on their feet. Along with this, I have established the American Opportunity Tax Credit to give families putting multiple children and for families putting multiple children through college to help with these children through college without breaking the bank. I have also doubled investments in Pell Grants so that middle-class families can afford college, while also increasing transparency and accountability to help make sound financial decisions for students' futures. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your comments. Governor Romney, you will also have 1 minute.
Like President Obama, I also care about students and their education and would be in favor of helping those coming from modest backgrounds achieve higher education. I would do this by continuing the Pell Grant program and increasing it at the rate of inflation instead of capping out at its current level. This would aid other students in keeping the cost of college down. At the end of the day, however, it is my duty as president to create jobs that will help college students pay off their debt. It would be wrong of me to lend money to other students who may not have a job waiting for them after they finish school in this uncertain economy. My job is to get the economy going again so these students are not left with debt, but are left with good paying jobs that can help support their families. President Obama has failed to keep his promises and instead has left students with increasing debt and a decreasing chance of finding jobs. President Obama's misguided economic plans have set back an entire generation of young Americans seeking out higher education and good paying jobs.
Thank you, Governor Romney. Each candidate will now have 30 seconds to respond. President Obama, you may begin.
I think that saying that my programs failed and I set back a generation is very unfair. If you will look at my statistics of my administration, you will see that my administration has lowered student debt rates, and we hope to continue to do so in the upcoming years. Like I said, these Pell Grants that we promise to double in the upcoming years will help out middle-class families at a higher increasing rate than what Governor Romney can offer.
Governor Romney, you will also have 30 seconds to respond.
My job is to create jobs, and if the economy is not working, students who gain a higher education will not be able to find jobs that will help support their family for the rest of their lives. And by increasing Pell Grants, we are also saying to colleges that students are getting more money from the government, and this will keep college costs higher or raise college costs for other students. So by keeping the Pell Grants at the current level and increasing at the rate of inflation, we'll be able to keep college costs down for other students. And at the end of the day, the economy is...
Governor Romney, your time has expired. I will now proceed with the second question. How would you change the current allotment of funding towards public schools? President Obama, you will once again begin. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. As we saw in the first year of my administration, I increased the spending in our education system. Spending more on education is vital. I have proposed a raise in spending that will increase the funding of schools by 2.5% from last year and nearly 20% since the last administration. What this does is this promotes our educators and promotes our students and invests in our future. While also, my administration has also maximized the efficiency of spending by cutting wasteful and failed programs of past administrations and investing in new and efficient ones. I have supported nearly 350,000 jobs, and I have provided the best learning environment and experience for children in years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Governor Romney, you will also have 1 minute.
Public education is vital to raising a new generation of educated Americans, but only if our schools are held to high standards. We need to hold our teachers responsible and allow parents to make decisions on what school their child will attend. President Obama proposes that increasing funding to already failing schools will somehow be better for our children. I disagree. Our students and our taxpayers deserve better. By holding schools accountable and by allowing parents to choose schools outside of their own communities, we'll create a competitive environment where high-achieving schools will succeed. This will allow our government to be more efficient when spending money on education. By consolidating the Department of Education with other agencies or reducing its size will allow government to be more productive on issues that matter to our children and our taxpayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Romney. Each candidate, you will once again have 30 seconds to respond. President Obama, you may begin.
Thank you. Consolidating the school districts and consolidating the budget for school districts will not help out in America's future. What we need is a strong and educated youth. And under Governor Romney's proposed plans, we will not achieve this. I hope to personally reinstate No Child Left Behind, as I believe it was left reinstated in 2007, and this surely needs renewing. And also, we need to prepare our students for the future.
Thank you. Your time has expired. Governor Romney, you will also have 30 seconds.
I disagree. We should not be funding failing schools. We need to hold our teachers, our administrators responsible for their efforts in their education, and we owe it to the taxpayers, and in order to save money, we need to fund schools that are showing high test scores and showing results within their students. So by consolidating everything, we can allow parents to choose their own, or choose the school where their child will go, which will allow them to have more competitive options between schools, and in the end will be better.
Your time has expired. Thank you, candidates, for your remarks. I will now begin with the final question. What is your opinion of class sizes? How large do you think an average public classroom should be, and why do you feel this way? President Obama, once again, you will begin. You have 1 minute.
I feel that classes in public schools should always be as low as possible to maximize education. However, this is not always attainable. You can't have 100% one-on-one time between students and teachers. However, a good level for student-to-teacher ratio would be about 30 students per teacher and about 30 students in a classroom. Unlike my opponent, I feel that these smaller class sizes do not lead to better preparation for college, as many colleges have different atmospheres and environments and various class sizes. We are always in support of the teachers in my administration, and teachers and voters I have spoken to both agree that 30 is about a good number for class sizes to be before it becomes difficult for teachers to maintain the room, before it overwhelms students, and before it decreases student learning. Overall, we just want to protect the students. Thank you.
Governor Romney, you will also have 1 minute.
Some of the most successful schools in the world have similar class sizes to those in the U.S., so it is not class size that drives the success of education. The success comes from involved parents and good teachers. As Governor of Massachusetts, I had this issue brought to my attention and decided to do my own research. I took 351 cities and towns and compared the average class size to the test scores to see if there was a relationship. There was not. In fact, Cambridge, one of the districts with the smallest class sizes, the schools are performing in the bottom 10%. An independent study, the McKinsey study, showed that class size does not show significant changes in the quality of education, and that, above all, good teachers can make the biggest impact. President Obama and teacher unions will lead you to believe that smaller class sizes are better for students, but this is only to back the argument that we need to hire more teachers. The only way to a successful education system is holding teachers responsible for their performance.
Thank you, Governor Romney. President Obama, you may now begin your 30-second response.
I'd argue that keeping the student-to-teacher ratio as low as possible is a logical choice in maximizing student learning. And you use the example of your own state of which you govern. However, this state is shown to have the top 5 in educational spending in the nation, which is exactly what my administration has pushed for. So this truly shows that spending more in education leads to better results.
Your time has expired. Governor Romney, you will also have 30 seconds to reply.
But when we are talking about the issue of class sizes, it has been shown by many studies that smaller class sizes do not lead to a better education. Instead, better teachers lead to a better education. So if we hold our teachers responsible, instead of hiring more teachers, if we keep the ones we have and hold them responsible for high test scores, we can raise the education of our country. And I believe that smaller class sizes will not have an effect on our school's education as a whole.
Thank you, Governor Romney. Thank you both candidates for your remarks. That will conclude today's debates. Next, we will be debating economic issues, so I will see you then.